Scotty, we gotta talk, my guy. We gotta talk. This is none. We gotta talk. We gotta have this clear cut conversation. Like we just gotta talk. It's a little nothing crazy, you know what I mean. But we gotta talk. Want to, you know what I mean? Want to mix it up, bounce a few things off the wall, see what sticks. You know what I mean? Scotty, you see what's going on. You see what's going on. I want to see how Scotty fits in. I want to see how you can fit in, Scott. You know what I mean? We love you. We want you to be a star, but this thing right now is working in a particular fashion without you around. And we're growing accustomed to the production that we're getting. And we don't want that to waver or slide or dip for nobody. We understand you working back. We working. I saw you with the Batman mask on, baby. You know what I mean? You look like the super villain. I like it. I'm Batman. But we don't need you to save Gotham by yourself. You got help. You got a lot of help. A lot of help. A lot more help than Batman got. You don't have to save Gotham by yourself. There's a lot of Banes out there, but there's not a lot of help for Bane. He loses in the end. You got a lot of help, Playboy. I want to see how he mixes in and meshes with what's going on. If he could continue to continue to, you got to surf the wave right now. Like I said in my last video, you got to listen. Stay on code. We need you to continue to be the perfect asset by being able to know when to assist guys who got a wave going. That's one of the things I spoke about last year pertaining to Scotty. And it still remains true. He's in a space where everything that he is just perfectly meant and built for basketball. Rebounding, scoring, passing, the power, the strength, the athleticism, the IQ, everything is perfect. But now he has to figure out what we need him to be and what the game needs him to be so we can be successful and win. And win every opportunity that we get. You know what I'm saying? So I like the fact that he's such a well-rounded player. And it's rare that you have a all-around player who's athletic also, who's genetically gifted. 6'10", 6'10", 240, like that's on a light day. Could run, could shoot, could score. Definitely magnificent passer. Rebound. Whatever it takes. Now this is where we need the whatever it takes part. But we understand there's a lot of money, there's a lot of promises, there's a lot of things lined up to feed the ego within Scotty. You know what I mean? The ego of it all can ruin this thing, can make it a little more difficult to accept that Yak got it going and RJ got it going. And he's only played 4 games. Out of the 15 games we played, Scotty's only played 4. So there's a certain rhythm and a certain thing that's going on. There's a certain ecosystem that exists right now without him really being involved on the court. Like he's limited from the full engagement. You know what I mean? And the fact that, he's going to have to now figure this thing out in the midst of the wave. See, it would be different if there wasn't 67 games left to play. If there was like 45 or 39 games left to play and he's had a chance to solidify himself with this group and his role and what he does for this team, with this new young team, guys who are having a fresh NBA experience, fresh new, experience with the Raptors, he hasn't really solidified his position. He hasn't had enough time on the court with them in real time, with the game on the line, with wins at stake. Like I said, it's a different thing if he had 25 or 30 games under his belt. So now if he's out for whatever amount of time and RJ and Yak catch a wave, he already solidified what he does and what he is to the team, and it's already there. That connection is there. That cohesiveness is there. That's what he's lacking. The cohesiveness, the connectivity between him and the other guy, the connection. The vibe ain't there yet. The potential is there for the vibe to be right, but we got to see how it plays out, because now when he's getting his or trying to get back into his space, he's going to have to take away from somebody else, and the opportunities come within seconds on the court. They don't just come the way you think they come. See, a lot of people explain basketball in terms of like everything is perfect and it's your opportunity in front of you and it's waiting for you to make a decision. No, everything is seconds. You have your instincts. Instinctually, you have to catch the opportunity before your brain even gets to think about it, because everything is happening within nanoseconds. You get an opportunity to go left, that's quickly. You got to make that decision. I'm going left, cut me off, I spin back right, finger roll. But these are things instinctually you have to put the reps in to be able to perform or finish. So a lot of it is just, it's not really what people are explaining basketball to be. And you got people explaining basketball who, one, ain't really play like that, two, ain't never been really like that, and explain it where everything is within this perfect realm of there's no chaos. It's all chaos. You have 10 people thinking completely different thoughts with the hopes of a game plan being the focus of their thought pattern. And opportunities are going to come. Somebody missing assignment, pull up jump shot. You know what I mean? Somebody just lacking, you cut to the basket. Like there's going to be opportunities, and the timing of it all within this structure of 48 minutes. And then you have the momentum shifts, and then you have the feeling of all these people, that vibe. Thousands of people watching you, saying shit to you. It's not a perfect storm. It's ridiculously chaos or chaotic. And you have to solidify your place within the chaos. He has yet to do that for this team. RJ and Yak have done that. Grady Dick has been able to do that as well. And now he's going to have to figure out how to play off of that. Within the midst of trying to get his, he's going to have to understand they have to get theirs. Because it works a certain way, because guys are feeding off of that already. But we understand you have to eat. This is where his gifts come into play. He's so gifted that he only needs to plug in what we need him to do. If it's grab 15 rebounds, do that. If it's block 3, get 3 blocks. If there's an opportunity to block shots and help side defense, do that. 2 steals, get us 12 assists, get us 18, 19, 20 points. Push the tempo off the rebound. Fill the lane for an easy layup. Set screens and fade and get the ball, pick and pop. Like, he can do all of that. Everything basketball related, Scotty can do with. It's just at what level of consistency is he going to do it in? Because the expectation is all-star at the least. He's averaging 19 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists a game. 2 steals in the 4 games that he's played. But the weight is on his shoulders to make sure that we're winners. And that that we're going in the right direction. That's a lot for somebody so young. New dad, shout out to him. New responsibilities within the business and entertainment realm of basketball. He doesn't have to overthink it. But the ego of it all, like he's been put on this pedestal since he's been drafted. Now the favorite son came back. It's home. Every time RJ plays, it's a homecoming. It's the big game. It's the big fair. Everybody's outside. Everybody want to see everybody's coming. And homie is doing his thing. How are you able to deal with that and maneuver within that after promises have been made, after money has been paid, and there's these conversations surrounding, well, we gave you $200 million. It should be your team. It is your team, but this is working. And we can win without you being the marquee name across the headline for us winning. At least not most of the time, because other guys, everyone's going to play their part and everybody's going to have their moments. It's not going to just be all on you. And that's like a double-edged sword, because you want the easier path. You're like, I'll take the easier road. But it comes with, it doesn't feed your ego the same, because you're used to working with a certain type of weight and expecting a certain type of weight and praise, and that comes along with carrying that type of weight, because you've seen others get that type of respect. But they also needed help. LeBron needed a lot of help, especially in Cleveland. The second time. He understood that. But he had made it, everyone knew what he was. He solidified that stardom already. It's different with Scotty. He hasn't really solidified his stardom to that level. He's an all-star. The world is aware of him. He hasn't been an all NBA, MVP candidate, none of that stuff yet. But that comes with us winning as a team. And with the way it's moving, if he can understand the importance of him filling those gaps and not having to be the superstar of all superstars, because everything is working in a particular way in his absence. In his absence and Quickly's absence. It's creating opportunities for other guys, just like PG. PG understood what Norm was saying when Norm is happy. He's having an all-star caliber season, averaging 23 a game with the Clippers, because PG's gone now. He got the opportunity to hoop. Same thing with Quickly and Scotty. With them being out, other guys are getting more opportunities to hoop. But when they come back, I want to see what type of opportunities are created for other guys, because they're going to have to sacrifice something. You know what I mean? And will they be able to? Because they have to get back in game shape and they have to be fed. And that may mean, of course, RJ taking a step back, but we don't want him to. We don't want RJ to take a step back. We don't want Grady Dick to take a step back. We don't want Yak to take a step back. How can we do this with everyone moving forward with one basketball? The only way I see it is if we put up 96, 97 shots a game, which is what I want us to do anyway. I don't like that conservative 84 shots. Fuck that. Let's shoot. Let's get out there and do it. 96, 97 shots a game. I said 95. I was being modest. I want, if I could, 100 shots a game. I don't care. Let's get cooking. Put all the odds on. Let's go do it. But I want to see what it looks like, because we see the opportunities that are created and presented with them gone. Let's see what happens when they come back. If there's still enough of a remnants of the opportunities and situations created for guys and available to guys, it's going to look differently. But as long as they have it in the abundance in which they used to, I think it should be fine. But you don't want guys who have been hooping to. It's different when you come off the bench or you're starting and you're hooping, and then now you got to take a back seat to someone who's coming back. It's tough. We've all been there. We've all, people get sick on the job and you get extra hours. There was a time when I was working my last job before I moved. We just more than enough hours, because certain people kept catching COVID. One lady had it twice. Another lady had it twice. Another lady had it 3 times. I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, we all working in the same space. I only had it once. Knock on wood, of course. But it's like, I was, yo, listen, whatever you want to do. I need you. Listen, we need you. And you get used to the paycheck. You get used to the hours. You get used to all of it. And then when they come back, the hours get cut. And now it's like, you want it because you want to relax, because you're like, ooh, I was doing 9 days, 8 days straight, but the check was looking good and everything. Then you go back to your regular. It's back to your regular routine, or even easier, because now you have more help. But the ego is so used to being needed and wanted in that higher capacity that it took a minute for me to check myself to get back to normal. Like, I like it like this. Listen, it takes a minute. We all know, if you've ever worked a job, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You get them out, especially when you're not salary, you're getting paid hourly. You're like, yo, such and such is out. Okay, bet. Such and such got suspended. Oh, okay. Such and such no call, no show. All right, that you can have those hours. You can have this, you can have that. And you're like, all right. But then when they start coming in, everybody got to eat. Everybody got to eat, B. And you got to respect that. You got to respect the floor. So it is what it is. Let's see how it works out. You know what I mean? Like I said, we got a certain vibe and a certain wave without them. Let's see if we can maintain it or have something just as potent exist with them around. Because the 19, 8, and 6, we need that. You know what I mean? My real concern is with Quickly because he's the point. You know what I mean? And he gets to get the rock first and make those split-second decisions before anybody gets this, position for the play. You know what I mean? But we gonna chop it up about that in another video at another time. But right now I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not so much concerned as I'm interested because Scotty has such a fluid game. He's an all-around basketball player, gifted. I haven't seen a guy that gifted in a while. Like a lot of guys can hoop. There's a lot of niggas that step, but they can do what they can do. Like they're scorers, you're shooters. But it's rare that you have someone that can do everything. This kid can actually do everything. Everything. There's nothing that I can think of that occurs on the basketball court that Scottie Barnes cannot do or can't learn how to do. Like, most guys have limitations, whether we want to admit it or not. He can do it all. From the post to the perimeter to the break to all of it. Crash the boards, defend whoever, guards or centers. He could do it all. But I want to see how we utilize that. You know what I mean? He may have to go into that high school bag when he played with, what was it, IMG, and he played that star-studded team with Cade Clearlingus, and he was able to fill his void and still be a star. And I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I don't want the responsibility to be on him to win. I want him to just fill in those gaps and be the superstar that he is. Play his part. He's still going to be a star. You know what I mean? Everybody can't be everything. There's not a lot of players that can do it all. I promise you. There's LeBron, there's Giannis, there's Joker. I got Pascal in that conversation. He could play all 5 positions, but he'll be a super small center. And then Scotty's in that class. We're talking top 75, 3 top 75 guys, all NBA All-Star champion guys. I can't name another. All right, Bam. Bam is another one. Nothing else is coming up where a guy can do everything fluidly. Who can run. He can play all 5 positions on the court. Ain't but 3 other guys that can play all 5 positions on the court and be an all-star at any one of them. Scotty's in that conversation, even if it's prematurely. That's just my belief. So how he utilizes those skills to benefit the team is very important because he can be an all-star at whatever he does, or NBA, or whatever position or space we need him to be creatively. But he has to have the experience in that regard. He has to encounter some of those moments in order to gain the knowledge necessary to be what we need him to be. He's had enough battles. You know what I mean? He has that ferocious intent, but we still need for him to be a guy who can use his gifts deliberately. That takes time. It's one thing when you can use it on the fly and you can use it in moments, but when you're consciously knowing that's the difference between LeBron and Mike and everybody. That's the difference between the Hall of Famers and everybody else. These guys were consciously dope in every second of the game. And they can impose their will by saying, listen, Mike was saying, I'll put up 50. I'm putting up 50 tonight. I don't think y'all understand how hard that is. Yo, I'm putting up 50 tonight. I'm putting up 40 tonight. Counting backwards from 40. I tried that once. Like there's a certain level of basketball that you get to where you can keep your stats in your head. Everybody does that as kids. Because we didn't trust the person on the book, they don't get to catch everything. So we used to keep how many times we scored, how many assists we had, how many steals, rebounds. We would we would keep track of that in our head. That's the fact. Sometimes the book is wrong. You don't have 16. You got 22. Sometimes they got you with 6 assists. You got 9. You know what I mean? Like, it's you keep track of your own stats. Mike was able to do that. I tried that countdown shit. I tried that shit. I got the 4. It was like 30, 40, 38, 36. Only have 4. I was like, damn. I only have 4 points. I was like, nigga, this is tougher than I thought. You know what I mean? You can't, it's hard to go in the game like, I'm going to have 20 tonight. And you win. Like, you could put up, and you don't get beat the fuck up on the train. Because you can't, everybody ain't getting on the train to watch you shoot. Y'all getting on the train together. Y'all walking to the gym together. Y'all holding each other down. They're going to fight for you if you get into a little scuffle after the game. All that. You got to feed the wolves. You got to feed the wolves. They ain't leave their house in the comfort of their own home in the winter to play in these tournaments with you and you ain't giving them the rock. Yeah, all right. It's the same thing in the NBA. You think these dudes did all that work during the summer to get on the court and you don't give them the rock? All right, we'll see you in the locker room, man. It's hard to be a deliberate star at basketball. No matter how good you are, there's levels to the game that if you're not conscious of and can maneuver within, it's checkmate. You could be as nice as you want to be. But them opportunities, that team going to a zone, they go into a 1-3-1, 2-1-2, boxing one, man to man, and they put their toughest physical defender. You got to have solutions for all that in the moment. Bang, 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 bang. It ain't easy. And at the highest level, everybody got the best medicine, the best prep, the best food. Like, they got the best of it all. You're in the best. Everybody's in the best shape of their life. Ain't no fat people in the NBA. You might see husky, but you ain't nobody fat. They got 6 packs. You know what I mean? They got that little shit on their neck. They got all that. Like, so there's a lot. Like, it's hard to be deliberately great. That's why you see guys not having such consistency and regularity in their perfection, in their great, and polished performances. That's why when you got a Jakob Poeltl and he got the wave going, you're hoping that let's see how long it lasts. I want it to last forever. You see RJ getting into his bag, you see Grady Dick, you're going to deal with the highs and lows. But if the lows are still somebody else's high, we good. If your low is 16 points and your high is 27, let's do it. I like that. I could deal with those. I could deal with that. If your high is 20 rebounds and your low is 8 rebounds, I could deal with that. We could deal with whatever's in between there. But you got to redefine that. Like, that takes work. And it's not easy to do at the NBA level deliberately. That's your job. Deliberately, that's your job. Every day to go out there and just bust somebody's ass. Destroy their vision of their greatness. That's your goal. You're a conqueror. It's not easy to do. You got to be in the right mind state. It's a lot, man. Listen. So that's why let's see how long it takes. Let's see what it looks like. That's where my interest comes in. Let's see if Scotty could really be, what can he plug in to make this thing continue to work? Because when we got the wave, we're trying to get it to the point where we're deliberately knowing what it takes to win and deliberately going into games knowing that we can win. Conscious of what we need to do, conscious of what we can do, conscious of what we have to take advantage of, and conscious of the whole experience. There's different conscious levels in the NBA. You know what I mean? A lot of guys don't have, when they say IQ, it's just a conscious level of everything that's going on. It's just like with adulthood. You're just aware of everything that's going on in the world. It's a lot of information on a day-to-day basis that you got to take in and deal with and maneuver around, Then you have your own personal thoughts and your ego, and it's a lot, man. And to have an athlete have to deal with life and then the sport and then say, we need you to be great. And before your frontal lobe is even developed, like you still have childish ways mentally. It's a lot that you got to develop. You know what I mean? A lot of growing up to do. A lot of maturing. But we're going to see. I want to see. Tell me what you think in the comment section. We'll see. I'm interested.